lovely day today. So whatever you've got to do, you got a lovely day to do it in, that's true. And I hope whatever you've got to do, something that can be done by two.
Hello, I'm Noel, and welcome to The Reader. First episode of The Reader, we're going to be reading the early philosophical works of Rob Chan. Rob Chan's an interesting character, no longer with us, but his early works really stem from somewhat Taoist thinking to early Christian reasoning. So while it's not a religious text, it is very philosophical and very enlightening. Let's jump right in and read some early quotations from the young man. Art reaches its greatest peak when devoid of self-consciousness. Freedom discovers man the moment he loses concern over what impression he is making or about to make. The perfect way is only difficult for those who pick and choose. Do not like, do not dislike. All will be clear. Make a hairbreadth difference and heaven and earth are set apart. If you want the truth to stand clear before you, never be for nor against. The struggle between the for and the against is the mind's worst disease. Wisdom does not consist of trying to wrest the good from the evil, but in learning to ride them as a cork adopts itself in the crests and thoughts of the waves. Let yourself go with the disease, be with it, keep company with it. This is a way to be rid of it. The ignorant will laugh at me, but those wise enough will understand. What is Rob Chan on about? Well, the good thing about early Rob's work is that sometimes he requests that the individual soul searches, and by soul searching I don't mean in any theological or philosophical voidness. What I do mean is he asks you to draw upon yourself while reflecting upon his words. These words aren't merely simple sounds resonating across the universe. They're simply tools for us to utilize in our own quests. Let us continue. Establishing nothing in regard to oneself passes quickly, like the non-existent, and be quiet as purity. Those who gain lose. Do not proceed as others do, because they shall always follow them. Do not run away, just simply let go. Do not seek, for it will come, especially when you least expect it. Giving up thinking as though you're not giving up. Observe technique as though you're not observing. The aim of art is to project an inner vision of the world. The state in aesthetic creation, the deepest psychic and personal experience of a human being. It is to enable those experiences to be intelligible and generally recognized with the total framework of an ideal world. Now, an ideal world doesn't necessarily mean it's an existential exercise. It can also mean within your own little universe, within your own little cosmological projections. Ideal world within you. Art reveals itself in psychic understanding of the inner essence of things, and gives form to the relation of a man with nothing, with the nature of the absolute. An artist's expression is his soul made apparent, his schooling as well as his cool being exhibited. Beyond every motion the music of his soul is made visible, otherwise his motion is empty. An empty motion is like an empty world, no wording. Eliminate not clear thinking and function from your root. Art is never decoration, embellishment. Instead, it is a work of enlightenment. Art, in other words, is a technique for acquiring liberty. Liberty for you, and liberty for the rest of us. Art calls for complete mastery of techniques developed by reflection within the soul. Artless art is the artistic process within the artist. Its meaning is the art of the soul. All the various moves of all the tools means a step in the way to the aesthetic world of the soul. Creation in art is the psychic unfolding of the personality, which is rooted in the nothing. Its the effect is a deepening of the personal dimension of the soul. Now, what does Rob Chan mean by the soul? Rob Chan in no way was a theologian. He basically suggests that the soul is a beautiful inner being. It is the person that we are inside, not the person that others see. It's the person that we see. Now, the next part of Rob Chan's Artism of the Soul will delve a little bit into this question and this perplexing understanding of Rob Chan's thoughts.
For I'd really like to stay. It's a lovely day today, and whatever you've got to do, I'd be so happy to be doing it with you. But if you've got something that must be done, and it can only be done by one, there is nothing more to say.